Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the sit down. DAG, Kim Erickson. I'm going to play a little music, get some people focused and involved in this. I am here tonight. It's going to be an amazing show. A great human interest story that we all struggle with somewhere in our lives in one form or another. To start it off, I'm going to play a little Death Pop Radio. Now, I need you guys to like, share, and follow. So get on the game. Let's make this happen. Oh, shit. Hold on. They only heard one part of the conversation. Can't put the music on there. We got to do it this way. There we go. Problems today, so I had to deal with it.
Job dead!
What are you looking at there, Steve? Wow. Yeah, I'm getting a funny red flag here from, but no, there we are. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Maybe you need to get rid of fucking Boost Mobile and join us in the real world. Jesus Christ. Oh, here, let me bring us all in. Let me get rid of me and bring us in here. How is everybody doing tonight? I'm really excited about, hold on, I got to turn that down. I'm really excited about the show. I have Kim Erickson here with myself and, I don't know, some guy from Nicaragua who showed up and... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DAG Show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Kim Erickson is here, the Mastectomy Mama, and Steve Inigaz. And we're going to tell you in a minute what Steve is doing here. Because although he has man boobs, it's not the same problem that that Kim has dealt with. So, Kim, go ahead. Put that mic by your mouth. That's the way they're going to hear you.
Hello.
Hello, Kim Erickson. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing, Dad?
I'm hello, look at me. I mean, come on.
You and your beautiful flowing locks.
Oh, they're beautiful, aren't they?
They are.
And Steve, how are you tonight?
Doing good, Dag.
All right, put the mic by your mouth so we can hear you. Just because you're part Mexican or whatever you are doesn't mean that you have a voice that projects. Let's get on this. So we're here tonight to talk to excuse me, Kim. Kim, you struggled with breast cancer and wound up having a double mastectomy.
Yes. And
wow, because right now I almost want a double mastectomy. It's because I'm eating so much, and they just don't look as nice as I had hoped.
Right, yeah.
I have a photo shoot Friday, but the doctor couldn't squeeze me in for that whole procedure. And then look at the look on Steve's face. You got to put the mic by your mouth.
Okay, here
all
we
right.
go.
All right. So anyway, and Steve is here, all kidding aside, because Kim had a double mastectomy, chose not to have the implants.
Well, actually, I was supposed to have implants. I didn't choose not to. It was not something that could be done because it was way more aggressive than they had anticipated. And I'm actually thankful that it didn't go down that way because those implants were recalled, and the majority of women that got them got cancer from them. They were causing cancer. So it was a blessing in disguise.
So wait a minute. Hold on. Let's back up here.
Yeah.
So you get cancer, boob cancer.
Yes.
That's what I'm calling it tonight, okay?
And
Because we want to make it kind of real here tonight.
Right.
This is what I do on the show. So you get... I can't. You get breast cancer, and then, there's always this follow-up along with this to go, well, that's okay. You can get implants, and you can get nipple tattoos.
Oh, I was ready to get the very first appointment I had before I saw anybody. You're probably well aware, is I went to the implant doctor.
Was
one of
that the
first
next
appointments.
move?
That was once I found out I had it.
We're not wasting
Yes.
any time on this show.
Where you have to have expanders.
So they
to
expand the
open pocket.
chest?
Correct. There's a whole process that
whole-
comes along with that. That
Before
is
you get
not
to-
Steve,
fun.
listen. I know you're not gay, but in use to phallic things
He's
by your
technically
mouth.
an expert now.
Yeah, but he's not an expert at getting the mic near his mouth. So
Couldn't hear what
we
you
have to
said.
send him to gay school.
Okay.
So
All
yeah,
right.
that's
All right.
right after
Yes.
the show.
I gotcha.
There's a school for gays.
So yeah, there's a process that comes along with that. Originally, what happens is after you have your biopsies and things, you get to decide, as I'm sure he was trying to explain, you decide if you're going to reconstruct. At that particular point in time, I was, 44 years old. And I was just besides myself in the beginning, and there was no way I saw myself ever being without breasts, right? As most women in my shoes do. Like I said, it was a blessing in disguise. I went. The anticipation was that was going to be the thing. My particular journey was they were going to do neo-adjacent chemotherapy to try and shrink the tumors. There was more than one, unfortunately. Mine was very aggressive, and it was quick growing. I mean, it grew quick. There was no time. So I went and did that whole process, and unfortunately, my cancer grew on chemotherapy and also grew in other places. I had tumors grow in other parts of my body.
All right. Hold on. I'm going to slow you because, man, you were on fire right
that's
now.
a lot of information to
Okay.
ingest.
So how old are you right now?
49.
You're 49. When were you diagnosed with breast cancer?
I was diagnosed in the late October of 2016.
All right. Please don't make me do math. How old were you then?
I was 44 when I was diagnosed.
Okay, see, shut up, Steve.
It's almost 5. I was about to be 45. My
So
birthday's in January. So when I started treatment, I just turned 45.
Okay, so what is the difference? I mean, because my ex-wife had 2 breast cancer scares, but it turned out to be nothing.
Awesome.
So walk us through what the differences are in, finding a mass on the breast, finding a mass on the breast that, is easily treatable, and your situation.
Well, there's a number of scenarios that come along with that. I unfortunately, excuse me, have fibrocystic disease. I knew this when I was young.
What is that?
So it's basically, in essence, I had lumpy breasts my whole life. So they were full of lumps. They're fatty deposits. They're called dense breasts. Jesus.
Dense breasts.
Breasts, thank you. Because they're
My wife
basically
had dense
dense. So at the age of 20 or 21, I can't remember now, it's been a while, they thought I had breast cancer then. I was sent
When
to
you were
Northwestern.
young, when you were 21?
Yes, I was sent to Northwestern. I ran through the biopsies. Thank God it was negative. At that point in time, it was the early 90s. They didn't know what they know now. That put me at high risk for breast cancer. Had I have known that, I would have been a lot more vigilant. I wasn't. Life takes over. You have children. Life becomes busy. I worked in healthcare. Once again, I had these lumpy breasts, as you want to call them, my entire life. I had a lump that changed quickly. So quickly, and having previous clinical knowledge, I'm not going to go into my medical, all of that, but having previous clinical knowledge, when I lifted my arm one morning and I was doing a self-exam and I saw what looked like an orange, I knew I was in trouble. That's how I knew for myself. That's the difference.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 44.
So
And
this is
it
all
was
between
before,
like
yes.
44 and 47.
Well,
Shit
no,
got real.
At 44, that's when shit got real. I went into work that day, and my primary doctor worked with me, and I said, listen, I need an exam, and I need one now. This lump changed. I said, I don't feel comfortable about it, but I don't know. She examined me, and she made me, and by her exam and by my exam, it was still unclear, but we both had a pretty decent feeling about it. You know what I mean? It didn't
Like a scary feeling, like this ain't good.
Something's not right, but we were not thinking it was what it was, right? So the next day, I mean, I was in. I got my mammo, and that mammo, it was just, as you know, I was having biopsies the same damn day. So that's how quick it
So
went.
it was very serious.
It was very serious. So anybody that has lumpy breasts, I recommend they start their mammos. I don't even question the guidelines. You have got to be vigilant and on top of it, especially after what I've been through.
Let me ask you, Steve. Now, to introduce Steve here on the show, Steve has been a friend of mine for, 31 years?
30 years. Yeah.
And you and your wife we have been very close friends for a long time.
Yeah.
We lost Lori, your wife, 2 years ago.
2019, yeah. January 2019.
She had a double mastectomy.
She did.
And then she had the implants put in. She went through all the work.
The enlargement of what do they call it?
You got to talk into the mic.
They expand, yeah.
Right. So
it
she
was
went
very
through.
painful.
the mic needs to be by your mouth.
Extremely painful for her.
And I'd like to elaborate on those expanders because everybody thinks that, oh, you get a free boob job. No, it's not. They basically, you've seen my pictures.
They go between your chest
It is awful. Yes.
and your
So they have to
skin.
expand that tissue to make it so that they can make the implant fit. So they basically are
Create a
stretching
pocket.
out, and they have to create a pocket so that it fits, and then they have to actually build up that chest wall so that it doesn't look concave. There's a process.
so-
it takes over a year. It's
And also,
not
my
simple.
wife, you remember, she was 36 deep.
Right.
Quite big. So she wanted to get near there. So that
Yeah.
that process takes a long, long time.
I
in
was
order
a
to expand those.
38C, so she was larger than me, and it takes a long time,
Yep.
and I didn't go through that process, but I
And it's a
was
painful
alongside
process.
a lot of women
Okay,
that did.
you can't talk over her.
I'm sorry.
I will kill you.
I was
This is
I
the
was
Kim
alongside
Erickson show.
Yeah.
a lot of
I will-
women who did, so I know. I don't know personally how painful it is, but I can guarantee his wife went through excruciating amount of pain to get that done. So she was a warrior.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so let me throw this to you, Steve. I have some questions for you. Here's
Okay.
how this works on the DAG Show. I ask questions
it's
that I'm
the DAG Show.
Right. You're doing this wrong. No, I know you have a lot to say, and that's why you're here, and I'm very excited that you're here. So, your wife comes to you and says, "I want to do this." How do you
she
respond?
didn't really look at me for any.
It was
decision.
something
It was-
that she just
decided
wanted,
to do.
yeah.
So let's go back to when she found out, because she did the same thing you said. She did a self-exam, found something weird, and had a discharge off of one nipple, right? Like a milky discharge, and that was
Very common.
But it's unusual, right?
Not really.
No,
I was
it's
having
actually very
discharges
common.
As well.
But-
I was having discharges as well. I just didn't
Not
know
for
it.
her. Okay, it was
Right.
something
It
weird.
was something
for her,
different for her.
Gotcha.
So she went in. They told her to go get a mastectomy, which she did immediately that day.
Really?
And I was
Wait a
on
minute.
I was on a business trip.
You mean a mammogram?
Or I'm sorry, a mammogram.
I was
Not a.
Sorry.
They don't do
Mammogram.
mastectomies in
Mammogram,
one
a
day.
mammogram.
I almost-
No,
whoa,
sorry.
okay.
A mammogram.
He's from Ecuador, so he doesn't understand a lot of the
No
American
worries.
words.
They told her to go get a mammogram immediately.
Yeah.
And then they saw a mass, like you said, almost an orange size. It was calcification around the tumor.
Okay. See, I
So-
had that too. I had all across.
So I'm on a business trip in Boston. I'm working in Boston at this time. So I get the phone call. I have to go in tomorrow for a biopsy because they immediately
yeah, it's
put her on
quick.
for a biopsy. I mean, the next day she was in for the biopsy. So she did the biopsy, and I came back like 2 days later thinking she's going to be okay, and she was devastated. Obviously, by the time I got home, she found out it was a tumor. Her body was fighting it off. That's what the calcification was about.
Mm-hmm.
But what she found in the mammogram was that she had multiple calcifications in both sides. She didn't have any tumors on the second side, but she had multiple calcifications.
So they were they precancerous?
Precancerous.
Yeah, mine were as well on the left side.
So that was her decision. I had nothing to do with that decision. Her decision was to do the entire double mastectomy right away versus do one, which is what the surgeon wanted to do, was do a single mastectomy.
Yes.
And then leave the other breast. And she said, no, because there's calcifications here.
Why risk it?
Eventually, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to be in the same situation
so
tomorrow, potentially.
Her thing was now her sister went through cancer as well. I don't know if you remember that, Lynn.
I
right?
do.
So she's deathly afraid of the chemo. She didn't want to do the chemo.
Don't blame her.
So she decided she would take care of surgically, get rid of
And
whatever
avoid
she
the
could
chemo.
and avoid the chemo, which was what she ended up doing. And she was able to do that. That's not what killed her, by the way. But
Gotcha. No, I know a lot of women who didn't do chemo and
Well,
lived.
okay, so I want to defer here to Kim. So now, did you do the chemo?
Yes, I did. I did not finish it because it almost killed me.
Right. So we talked about
Yeah.
this in the pre-interview, and I want to talk a little bit about chemotherapy because I have had, in the last 6 years, I've lost 12 friends to cancer. 12 people I know. They're not all close friends. They're acquaintances, associates, some are friends, right?
Yes.
So chemotherapy, in my mind, and clearly I only play doctor. I'm not a real one. I'm really good at playing doctor, by the way.
Thanks for telling me that.
TheDagShow.com. Patent,
Dr.
trademark,
Flowing hair.
patent, trademark, copyright. No, but seriously, all kidding aside here, I've done enough homework on this just, probably to be annoying to anybody who's really going through this. But there's so many things that can affect how well chemo works, how well chemo doesn't, in regards to diet and things like that, and what you're taking in. Cannabis is clearly something that has an effect on in helping people in these situations with pain, with beating, the nauseum,
Yes.
yeah. But that's just in the chemotherapy part. But cannabis has a lot to offer beyond that.
It has a lot of properties that
There-
are neuroprotective. There's a lot of properties that come along.
When
with
we start
cannabis.
going to
Anti-emic, you
a
name
little
it.
less
Yes.
meat and a little more plant based, there is conclusive proof globally that has a very huge effect on how
And
our body fights off disease.
I agree. And it's funny that you bring that up.
Well, wait a minute, hold on, I'm not done.
Good.
So I want to ask you, before you had breast cancer, were you a meat eater or you weren't?
Wholeheartedly meat eater.
Yeah. Are you now?
I eat meat again. I just recently added meat into my diet because some of my levels tanked, and they recommended that I reintroduce meat.
What are the parts of your levels that tank that meat's
I got
providing?
all sorts of stuff going crazy. When I was actually, that's why I want to backtrack just a little bit.
Okay,
when you
go
said
ahead.
about the changes in diet and things, I wholeheartedly agree with you there. When I was on chemotherapy, before my whole thing, I ate healthy. I don't know if you're familiar with my
Right there,
big
you
items.
lost me. Healthy? I got
Toscarino.
Cap'n Crunch in my goddamn
No,
cabinet.
by chance?
No, I don't.
So Toscarino has lit my world up for a long time. My kids, I love my children, but my children do not like Toscarino because
What is that?
of her.
Wait,
she
whoa,
is a,
what
she
is
is a
that?
woman who basically changed my life as far as diet and food goes. She opened my eyes years ago about the additives in the food, and she was going through a hard time in her life. And she's just a health and wellness guru. Basically about what's in our foods and what we put into our bodies and things like that, and GMOs and additives in the food and plant-based diet and things like that, and exercising and taking care of ourselves. So I did those things. I don't know, my sons were babies. I don't even think my youngest son, he's now 15. I think I just had him. I threw everything that we had away and changed our entire diets. And that lasted for me, but not my family. And I still got cancer. See my point? When I was in cancer, the doctors informed me that we don't care what you eat when you're in chemotherapy, just get calories in, which I refused to do. I'm like, why?
Calories don't seem to make sense with cancer because calories are consisted of sugars and things like that.
Why would I?
Sugars are proven
I
to...
understand the getting the calories in.
Cancer
but-
cells feed on sugar.
Thank you.
They
Thank
do.
you. Thank you.
So eating anything that has sugars in it when you are diagnosed with cancer does not make sense.
Thank you. So there's where I struggled. in
Hold on. I just want to
chemotherapy.
point out to my audience, ladies and gentlemen, I am a genius. I have a 160 IQ, tested, proven. But this was totally by accident. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't by accident. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So I continued to eat healthy and continued to do what I needed to do for myself. And I really think that's why I'm alive. I lost both of my parents to cancer. It was awful. I got them both there. And they didn't make any changes. My dad was just recent. I just lost my dad in March. He had cancer when I was battling and didn't tell anybody.
Oh my, I'm sorry.
And he had Alzheimer's on top of it. And it was the worst thing ever. Ever.
Okay, you're gonna fucking make me cry. Not this early in the show.
Well,
I only cry at the 45-minute mark.
And my dad was my hero, and I had to do this for him, and I could not get him to take cannabis, and he died because of it. Like his Alzheimer's just would not allow that. The stigma that comes along with cannabis. That's why I'm getting emotional, because it pisses me off. The stigma to this plant is why my dad's dead, basically, because
but
I probably could have gotten him to where he needed to be if I could have gotten through all of that. You know, with the Alzheimer's and the stigma, it was a drug to him, no matter what. The days that I got CBD into him, it was the difference between night and day.
we got to get better
crazy.
on this show to have Kleenex.
It's okay.
Kleenex
It's
close
okay.
by. There is a roll. Hold on. Listen, this is a house run by a man, owned by a man.
So getting back to that,
There's toilet paper.
I'm obviously I've used cannabis previously before this,
Excuse me.
but since my cancer journey and the things that I learned through getting my medical card and things like that, and went back to school and got my certification, master's in cannabis, and work for WSC Industries, a CBD company, and it's been a wealth of knowledge for me to help other people. I can't say enough about it. So breaking free of the stigmas of what the modern healthcare society tells us is basically what I had to do. I had to leave my job. I had to change everything about me to save my life, and I'd wholeheartedly do it again because I'm still alive.
Sorry.
And there's so many people I know that aren't. And if it wasn't for other women, I mean, I went everywhere and interviewed everybody. Like the woman who, Lori, I just think of her. She owns the Vegan Cafe in downtown Lockport. She used to. She now moved on, and she owns a compound out in Colorado, and she's just helping people beat their cancer. She was stage 4. She never did any conventional medicine.
See, that's kind of where I was going with that
She
conversation.
coached me, and she told me some things to do, a lot of things to do, and I didn't do all of them. Like the coffee enemas, I couldn't do. I just couldn't do them. I'm like, I don't know about that. There were just certain things that
hold.
Would I reconvene if this beast comes back? I sure as hell will.
Who's involved? What am I wearing? Is she blonde? Because I don't know.
I don't know.
No,
but
listen.
I don't want her.
Hold
I
on.
want
You're
him.
interrupting me here. I'm getting a thought in my head. Enema, coffee. Got this idea. I got this image in my head. Cure cancer. Put that shit in my butt. I'm in. Let's clean me out right now. I'll live forever to love you. To just throw that pipe to you. If you just coffee enema
Hot
me.
coffee?
I don't care.
I don't think it's hot coffee.
It's not hot coffee?
Have you guys ever heard of
Is it Starbucks? I want to know if it's Starbucks because it smells delicious. If you're gonna give yourself a coffee enema, it might as well smell like a
I'm not
Starbucks.
giving myself one. No way. So it's the gut brain axis.
Right now, I kind of want to give myself one. You're ruining everything for me tonight.
I'm sorry.
I don't have that bag or that. They use a bag now, or no? That's old school, right? That's what my grandma had hanging on the wall.
I never got that far into it.
Yeah.
In the shower.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make fun of a coffee enema
No.
to cure cancer, but
No,
if that's
I get
going to
it.
get me out of getting cancer, fuck it, A. Put some coffee up my ass. I'm in.
Well, no.
Just be cute when you're doing it and smile at me.
I get it. So
Rub my
different
thigh.
supplements and alkalizing the body and sugar.
So
that.
okay, so we talked about the sugar thing here briefly. Okay, sugars are terrible because cancer cells feed on sugar.
Correct.
Okay, that's fact. Dr. Dag, pay attention. So if you, what is it that you would say to somebody to say cut out sugars? Because there are natural sugars and there are processed sugars.
Exactly.
Natural sugars don't have the same effect on cancer cells.
Exactly.
As a God, I am so good at Googling
Exactly.
things.
Well, you are, and Google can be our friend sometimes.
Well, mostly it's
Not
our
always
enemy
when it
these
comes
days.
to medical. Not always. I don't really recommend
Yeah.
that. That's why we have physicians.
Only when it comes to Joe Biden is it our enemy.
Oh.
No, we're not going there. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
good. So yes, I've cut all sugars. I only do natural sugar. I don't put sugar in my coffee anymore. I cut out coffee for a long time because I couldn't stomach it. Chemotherapy just killed everything in me. The good, the bad, the ugly, and then it didn't kill my cancer, which even pissed me off even further, as it should have, right?
Right.
But hence the bilateral mastectomy. It was recommended by my doctors that I did both because they said
Hold
if I
on.
didn't-
Back up. Bilateral mastectomy.
Bilateral.
Oh,
means
bilateral.
Both sides.
Okay.
If they had not
Whoa,
done
don't get out about it. I'm right here.
bilateral.
No,
my
I got it.
doctor, my breast surgeon said, I will see you in another year to chop the other one off. That's what she told me.
Right.
And
They
I
said
said,
that?
you will not see me in a
That's
year.
why Lori ended
Yeah.
up doing the double mastectomy.
You got to talk into the mic,
I'm
Steve.
sorry. That's why Lori ended up doing the double.
Because she didn't want to drag
She
it
didn't wanna
out.
Come back.
Right,
And say,
right.
Okay, now you got this one, and then reconstruct this side, and then come back in the next year, and then they tell
Yeah.
her, well, you have cancer over here now. So she said, no, we're not going to do that.
Now let me ask you about this. Okay, so breast cancer as it metastasizes, is that the right word?
Well,
Or am I using the wrong-
metastasizes when it goes beyond the
else.
breast.
Beyond the breast.
Mine
So
metastasized to my lymphatic system. It was
to your
in
lymph
my lymph
nodes.
nodes, yes, and it was questionable whether or not it was in my thyroid and my kidney.
So it can go. So breast cancer can go.
And it's about anywhere.
As soon as
Anyway.
one cell
There's
gets
many
out,
different
it has
types
to go
of breast
through-
cancer, though. You have to understand
it
that.
has
There's
to
no
go
one
through the
size
lymph
fits all.
nodes.
Yes.
So that's the first place they check.
You're,
after
again,
breast.
the mic needs to be in front of your mouth, but you can't talk over her, and she can't talk
So,
over you.
In Lori's case, her lymph nodes were clean,
Really?
completely clean.
What was her pathology? Do you know?
I don't even.
Do you know if does her positive sound familiar?
I'd have to go back and look. I mean,
Okay.
I have all the paperwork somewhere.
Okay.
But
I'm just curious
these are-
because
we're
it does
talking
make
about
a difference.
2007. They're talking about 13 years ago. For me.
Okay.
And by now, I don't even want to even think about,
Gotcha.
her levels and this and that. And
So you said she did not do chemotherapy.
She did not do chemotherapy because her lymph nodes are clean and her levels were at a point, and she didn't have that gene.
The BRCA gene.
Right.
Then she was. I did
What?
not
Wait,
either.
what's that called?
It's called the BRCA gene. So that's a gene that will tell you if you carry the genetics, the predisposition, hereditary gene of getting breast cancer, which I did not.
Right.
So you didn't carry the hereditary gene for it, but you just got it.
No,
What is the?
and
How
the
do you?
pathology that I have, the triple negative breast cancer? Your wife had to be a HER2 positive. I'm thinking.
I don't know.
I'm
I-
thinking because triple negative, the only thing that they do actually recommend chemotherapy is the only thing they say to stop it.
Well,
Well, he just
two
learned to
doctors-
speak English
she
2
went to
weeks
two
ago, so-
doctors prior to getting one that she finally
Was
agreed
comfortable with.
Was comfortable with. We seriously, we got up and left 2 oncologists because they started with,
Chemo?
you are going to go to chemo.
Well, they told me if I didn't get chemo, I would die.
Right. And that's not,
That's the only thing they told me for triple
that's
negative.
what the first 2 doctors told her.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm curious.
You have to go to chemo. We finally got a doctor to
Mike
say,
Timo.
because we looked at what it was.
It's the pathology. They base it on the
We
pathology.
looked at her levels of certain
This is so confusing.
proteins, right? There
Yeah,
in the
there's
bloodstream.
tumor
the
markers.
markers.
There's tumor
right?
markers.
And the gene that she said.
Yeah, the genotype, right?
Yeah.
The genetics.
So those three things, we finally got a doctor to agree with her that we were on a low level.
Okay. They've made great advances since then. They
Right.
have a thing
And
called
she-
Mama Print now.
Yeah.
That's based on everything, and it gives actual better scenarios, and we have more. So unfortunately, since your wife's passing, they have made better
Oh, yeah.
advances.
And this was, she survived.
Oh yeah, 6 years or whatever.
16 years.
What
No.
was it? 6?
No, I'm sorry, 12 years. 12 years. She finally passed of brain cancer that was separate from the breast cancer. She went through
Separate pathology.
6-7 years with nothing, absolutely clean. After the mastectomy, her problem was
Mic in front of your mouth. I'm
her
going to
problem
kill you.
was the reconstructive surgery. That was her.
That was her.
Because
Well, do you think
she had
it's
the implants? She finally had the implants.
But
put in.
was it suggested that the adding the implants exacerbated an additional
No.
cancer?
No.
No.
They can sometimes.
Okay.
though.
They can.
Yeah. Oh, they can,
in
really?
this
Can
case,
sometimes,
they
yes.
can. But in this case, this is not what happened. This cancer she had a glioblastoma is
Okay.
what she died from.
Okay.
And it had nothing to do with the
No,
breast
right,
cancer
that
at all.
they're not.
That is a spontaneous
Exactly.
tumor that happens in the brain. Now her sister had basically the same thing, and she has a granddaughter who had the same thing.
Wow.
So that's a family thing.
Yes, I would agree.
that they had that ended up taking her life. But her struggle with the breast cancer really was after the implants were in.
Mic in front of your mouth.
Once the implants were in, they would flip on her.
That's interesting. My girlfriend, I told you that I was telling you about. Unfortunately, I also just lost a really good friend to this disease. She had multiple problems with her.
Well, she had
implants.
7 different surgeries because of that.
Infections are so common with people don't understand what women go through. And
Well,
it's going to make me cry because I'm so thankful that I didn't have to go through that, and I never will. Like, having breasts is a joke to me at this point. It really is. It's
And this is-
liberating to
this is-
me
this
when I
is-
hear of stories like this that I was blessed not to go through that.
This is what I want to come back and talk about, okay? Because we got to get into some of the nuts and bolts of this, okay? Because there are real issues here as we confuse me with all these technical terms. But there are some very nuts and bolts issues here that you and I talked about in our pre-interview that I want to get to.
Okay.
And how it affects us. I want to take a little break,
Okay.
play another song, some Marshall Hamilton to kind of cool us out because he's pretty cool and it's way more mellow than Death Pop Radio. But I want to come back and talk about these things. I mean,
The
this is kind.
psychology of the thing. Right?
Well, okay, Steve.
So what goes on in your head?
Oh, you don't
Based
want to
on-
know.
Turn your mic off right this
a
minute.
lot.
Hit
A lot.
off, both of you. Hit off. We'll be right back here on the DAG Show with Kim Erickson and Steve Iniguez.
See the thing about us, yeah. Everybody's saying something. I say let them chat. Sweet Brown said it best. Ain't nobody got time for that. Never thought I'd be the one you choose. With your sexy little attitude, girl, I knew it was the right move the moment I laid eyes on you. So, whenever people try to act like they know, girl, the fact always remains that we don't let them get to you. We won't change a thing we do. Baby, tell me what's the use when they don't really know the truth. See the thing about us, we go hard. People say we never ever get this far. See the thing about us, we won't stop. Wanna run their mouth, baby, let them talk. See the thing about us, I'm in love with you, baby, everybody argues. So although we have a fight or two, I'ma do what I have to do for you. Can we keep it 100, babe? Don't front like we perfect. Now we get mad, talk shit, throw bricks till it turns into good sex. And baby, you the best at things I ain't know could be bested. Other girls couldn't mess with it. I'ma play like you arrested and make sure that it's the best that you've had. So, whenever people try to act like they know, girl, the fact always remains that they don't let them get to you. We won't change a thing we do. Baby, tell me what's the use when they don't really know the truth. See, the thing about us, we go hard. People say we never ever get this far. See, the thing about us, we won't stop. Wanna run their mouth, baby, let them talk. See, the thing about us, I'm in love with you, and baby, everybody argues. So although we have a fight or two, I'ma do what I have to do for you. See, the thing about us, we go hard. People say we never ever get this far. See, the thing about us, we won't stop. Wanna run their mouth, baby, let them talk. See, the thing about us, I'm in love with you, and baby, everybody argues. So although we have a fight or two, I'ma do what I have to do for you. Hey, 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 everybody just clap your hands. Hey, 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 all my ladies gon' grab your man. Hey, 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 fellas, let your girl know where you stand. Make sure she know you ain't playing, and it doesn't matter what they say. See, the thing about us, we go hard. People say we never ever get this far. See, the thing about us, we won't stop. Wanna run their mouth, baby, let them talk. See, the thing about us, I'm in love with you, and baby, everybody argues. So although we have a fight or two, I'ma do what I have to do for you. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the DAG Show. That was Marshall Hamilton, great Chicago artist, young man who's clearly got a lot of talent. So we were just talking in the break here about kind of, trying to get this into some kind of layman's terms, okay? And it's important. And one of the things that's really important to understand is that this just does not affect the person with the cancer. It affects the family. It affects the man, that you might be with, or woman, if you're a rainbow flag carrying person. But it affects your partner. And that's really, hold on, wow, my mic is loud. But I kind of want to talk about that. So I want to ask you, Kim, here.
Absolutely.
So now, you were married, right?
Technically still am. Yes, I'm going through a divorce.
For a long period of time?
Yes, I was with this man since I was 16.
So 139 years? That seems like a long time to be married.
So you do that math. I don't care to anymore.
Okay, so you guys have been together a long time. And this thing, this thing affected your marriage. I mean, this whole breast cancer thing.
Tore my marriage to shreds. It was the last callus my marriage was holding on by a shred, as it was, and it took it to the next level.
What do you think about the?
I think that is normal. I think it's very normal. Unfortunately, a lot of the women that I've spoken to in my breast cancer support groups and meetings and things were in kind of a not good marriage when they were diagnosed as well. It didn't quite go down like mine did. My soon-to-be ex just didn't want to deal with it at all. Kind of basically told me it was in God's hands and that I should ignore it.
Do you find that when you talk to other women with breast cancer that they have similar experiences like that, where the man is just willing to walk out on a woman?
Well, he didn't walk. He was willing to stay and just ignore me. I walked.
Okay, well, but what's the fucking difference?
Unfortunately, it happens quite often, and I don't think it was anything to do with my body. It just had to do with the whole ordeal that it's taxing.
Well, hold on. First of all, I want to throw this out here. This beautiful woman's got a absolutely kick-ass body. Great ass, great thighs, great legs. She came in. The rule was you had to come in naked. And she did. And I'm like, wow, those are nice legs.
You didn't make me go through that rule.
No. Nobody wants to see a Norwegian Mexican jumping around naked. What? No. You really have a fantastic physique. You're a very pretty woman.
Thank you.
I
just wanted to because there's a lot that comes along with losing your breasts. That's why I said
okay,
it
and this is where I'm going to go here. See where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
You see the build-up? This is called the segue, sort of. So now you have this double mastectomy, okay? This beautiful woman. I saw pictures of you with long hair and everything.
I look completely different.
Completely different. You couldn't
Nobody
even
knows me.
couldn't even tell. You
Yes.
couldn't even tell.
Right.
You gave up dyeing your hair and
Yep.
getting rid of the gray like everybody but me does, because my hair is beautiful, flowing, and naturally blonde. I never have to worry about dye. But that's besides the point. My hair is beautiful and flowing.
Can I plug in why I gave up dyeing my hair?
Sure.
There's a link to dark hair dye and breast cancer women. Pay attention to that. I used to dye my hair every 2 weeks to have beautiful brown hair.
Wait, are you saying that there's
Dark-
chemicals in dye that could possibly kill
There's
you?
a specific link between dark hair dye.
Oh,
Dark
really?
hair dye. Yes, I had dark brown hair.
Okay, hold on. Don't knock me off my track because I'm not that bright. And once you derail me, I'm screwed. So now here you are. You're not you're just this petite, beautiful woman, right?
thank you.
With long hair. You're still petite and beautiful. You got a great ass, by the way, and great legs. Don't mean that to be weird, but so now you have this mastectomy. So now you got to wake up one day and go, I have no breasts. And I posted a picture on the DAG Show page of you. You allowed me to.
Yes. I'm no longer shy about it.
Yeah.
Why would I be?
So, and what's funny here to me is because when you walked in, didn't notice. Didn't even occur to me.
Well, no, because
Maybe because I like chicks with little boobs, but
I have knitted knockers in today.
you what?
I have my knitted knockers in.
Oh, you have them in?
You're so freaked out with these things. You can
But
feel
see-
them if you want.
Yeah, I kind of want to.
Yeah, well, feel them because
Here we go.
this is so weird. I do this with people in my store. I've
No,
actually
no,
had
I'm-
customers come in while other women.
This
are
is the
feeling
DAG
up
Show.
my boobs.
Touch it, Dag.
Everybody,
It's
I want to get them both.
trust me, nobody likes it, but you have to feel.
No, I'm
there
kinda
are
liking it.
actually women who
Come here.
volunteer.
Just shut up and let me
make
get.
these and stuff them. But I
Can
want
you
you
shut
to feel
up
my
about
nipple.
it? Just let me get in on them.
You got to feel my nipple.
Oh my God! There's. Hold on. Well, all right. Take one of those out and show us what they're
Well,
like.
hold on, it's not that easy.
Oh, okay. I just grabbed her non-boobs boobs. It was fucking hot.
I'm not shy.
Yeah. Well, we've already seen you without boobs. You're all over my Facebook page.
Have to undo it.
So Jesus Christ, what do they package them in?
You know I wear these because today I'm having, and I don't know if when you have implants, if you experience this, I've never asked anybody.
So these are knitted.
Yes. And they
No fucking way.
They sit in my nice little sports bra.
Holy.
But I wear those
I gotta
when
try
I'm
and zoom
having
in on this.
nerve pain. So when people
So here is.
with my knitted knockers. When people see me with my knitted knockers, it's because my neuropathy is off the chain or I want to look good.
Hold on a second.
That's the only reason I wear them.
This would totally change my man boobs. This would change.
And you can make the nipples stick out if you want.
Oh, I want my nipples to stick out. No, really.
So
this,
it gives you shape and form.
But
when
see,
you want
here's
it.
what's
and
cool.
it also compression.
I didn't. I never. The whole point was I didn't notice. Now again, maybe it's because I'm not a huge boob, like giant boob fan.
Right.
But what a.
And you
who
can make
knew
them
shit
bigger.
like this existed?
You can make them bigger and smaller. I never knew shit like this existed. You can make them bigger or smaller. You stuff them.
Oh,
Stuffing in there.
really? You can add stuffing?
So that's a 36C, I think, right now I'm at.
Bullshit. This is a 34A, and I'm liking it. Don't tell me about boobs. Fuck off.
You can make it whatever size.
All right,
you
I'm
want.
sorry it took so much work to get that out of there, but wow. So who makes those?
So there's a great group of women. If you go to Knitted Knockers, they actually have a Facebook page. You
Hey.
can request them. They're free.
I'm actually feeling uncomfortable just the name,
There's-
Knitted Knockers.
There's also ones called Maiden
they
Form.
Amish?
There's lots of different ones.
But
they're
we only
free.
use. Listen, only my cancer patient double mastectomy friends can use Amish knitted knockers.
So I can choose to have boobs or not have boobs,
Well, see, and that's kind of where I was going here.
which is pretty rad.
You know what's really cool in talking to you, and I've been through your page from top to bottom. We've talked for a couple of weeks. We had the show set up for a
Right.
week ago, and you had a couple MRIs you had to do and weren't feeling well. None of that actually really mattered to me. You know, you didn't have breasts. What was interesting was talking to you, because you know what you don't see when you talk to somebody on the phone? Their tits. So, you know, it's like, wow, she's really a cool chick. I really like this broad. She's nice. She's fun. You know, she's charming. So you don't see that. Then when you came walking in the door into my home, I'm like, it didn't even occur to me to it's just, well, you know what? I'm charming. I'm the DAG. I'm just not a tit pig. So, but anyway, it just didn't, I wasn't focused on it, because you walked in with such confidence that your eye level is boom right there. Well, you're short, so my eye level was down. It was like talking to Heather. My eye level was here, but it really, I mean, and see, that's really miraculous. You have this remarkable ability just to be charming in spite of that. So I got to ask you, why did you decide that you didn't want the implants? I mean, what really, other than the risk?
I don't want more pain in my world. I have enough flipping pain. People don't realize what comes along with this.
If you got implants,
Oh my God.
could you
Oh my
feel?
God.
Could you feel? Would you have the feel of? No,
so
Steve's saying
no. You have basically cement on your chest. It hurts. It's not
wait,
pleasant.
say that again. Did you
It's
say
like having cement on your chest
okay.
by the time it's built.
Because you said cement, and I just don't like the way you said it.
So yes.
So there is
just-
because Lori got them. So there's no.
There's nerve damage that happens. That they take out all tissue, and including the nerves, so you don't have the feeling. Now they have ones that sometimes they go around the nipple and they save the nipple if they can.
Nipple sparing. That's what I was supposed to be too.
but
I was not.
Most of them are not like that. And if it's not part of what the surgeon deems as a savable tissue, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
So most of them are not.
So let me ask you this, Steve. So now, I know you and Lori. I know the kind of sex life you had, because we often talked about it. Yeah, that's what happens. Well, listen, people talk to me.
No, you
People
guys have been
talk to
friends
me.
for a long time. I get it.
People talk about sex, and for some reason, people feel comfortable talking to me about it. Look, you took out your knitted tit. It's right here on live on the DAG Show.
Background, we were all getting divorced at the same time, the same year.
It was a whole bunch of us. It was
a
like
bunch
four
of
of
us.
us. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's where I met my wife, Lori, and we were all friends. She was the queen bee of the group.
Right.
Okay.
She was like the boss.
Yeah.
So she thought.
So when she said we're going here, we all went. We
Okay.
followed her
All
around.
right. Hold on. Quit distracting me. So now Lori comes through this. She has the implants done. What is that like for you sexually?
Well, understand what you know her, and she had the nice blonde hair, and she had the big boobs and the body, right?
Mm-hmm.
So her self-image is pretty much ruined now, because she's got a double mastectomy, thinking she's not beautiful.
So how did
anymore.
that affect your sex life?
How did it? Well, she's self-isolated. She spent a lot of time in the bedroom, just in bed. I mean, a lot of time.
Just not being able to cope with it.
Not socializing. She didn't want.
I remember. Her and I used to talk
Butterfly,
all the
right?
time when you were out of town.
Right.
Not in a weird way, guys. We were friends.
But-
But we did. And then when this all happened, after she got her implants, she kind of retracted.
She did. She spent the rest of the time that I knew her mostly in bed. And it was, she had her own business. She quit her business. Obviously, she couldn't do she was a house cleaner, so she
couldn't do
had
the work.
House cleaning business, so she couldn't do the work because of the
pain.
implants.
I can only imagine the pain. I have
the
so
scarring
much-
that she had. Now, because of these flippings, she went through 7 operations.
Yeah.
Because of these flippings.
Very common, by the way.
Expanding the pockets, contracting the pockets physically with stitches. So she had just scar tissue buildup.
Okay,
All
so
over
now
the
I got to bring this to Kim. Here.
My guess would be that took its toll on her.
Oh, yeah.
So now you, on the other hand, you decided not to have the implants.
Well,
and
I
you-
was not able to. And after everything was said and done, after I did my 34 rounds of radiation, mind you,
Jesus
I also
Christ,
had to do
34.
radiation.
Wait a minute, hold on, slow
Yeah.
down. 34 rounds.
34 rounds of radiation, yeah.
So today, could you get implants if you wanted them?
I could. My doctors don't recommend that I ever get them because of the type of and how aggressive my cancer was. And they said that on imaging it would hide it, and it's to my advantage not to have it. And I said, you know what? After everything I've been through, there's no way in hell anybody's doing another surgery on this chest wall unless it's cancer. I don't feel like I need them. They don't
You don't?
define me. They don't make me. I can put those in to fill out a dress.
Well, you're sitting right here with one boob now.
Right.
You only have one boob.
I really
One fake boob on the DAG
And
Show.
Don't get me wrong. It took a process to get here.
Here's
It was
the other
not
one.
Overnight. Trust me. I
No,
cried
it's a-
my
it's-
eyes out. I took a
Yeah.
class.
Okay, so
I
this-
took a class at
this
my
was-
local
yeah.
cancer support center. The cancer support center in Mokina in Homewood. I can't say enough about them. So they
So
had,
you sought out some counseling and
Oh,
support
I sought out
group.
counseling when
get
my
through this.
husband sidelined me. Yeah. When my husband sidelined me, I sought out, I needed help, right? I was besides myself, as anybody would be. Here I am trying, it was an awful, I don't want to rehash it, but it was an awful experience. So yes, I sought that out, and they had an actual class on body type imaging, and I took it with 4 other women. It was a small, intricate class. And it actually, the predecessor of the psychiatrist in learning was a girl that I grew up with.
Okay.
So how weird does that get? So it was a beautiful thing to know that what I was experiencing and going through was normal. Everything that his wife went through is normal. It's unfortunate that there's nothing for people. Even now, my girlfriend that just passed, it's going to break me apart, but I was her only saving grace when she needed to vent because she didn't feel comfortable enough going to the Cancer Support Center. And in all honesty, the only
Why
reason
not?
I did...
Why didn't she feel
I
comfortable?
don't know. The stigma about mental health. There's a stigma with
Oh,
mental
Lori
health.
would never would have
She
done it.
never.
Listen, my
never-
soon-to-be
I get it.
ex diagnosed me, went into the Cancer Support Center telling them he believed I had a personality disorder while I was battling cancer because of the things that I was doing, and chemo just made me a psychotic. I had such an allergic reaction to the drugs and the medicines that they give alongside you from chemotherapy. Everything that they were giving me was psychiatry medication. But that is supposed to combat all the side effects from chemotherapy, and it made me a psychotic mess. I could not.
So did it make you difficult to deal with within the
yes.
family?
Yeah, because I was asking for help. I could not stand. I could not sleep. Felt like bugs were crawling up and down my skin, and he wouldn't help me. So yeah, I was very difficult to deal with. He called my oncologist, and my oncologist said, you need to bring her to the ER, and he wouldn't because he couldn't deal with it. He didn't want to deal with it. He didn't know how, in retrospect, right? So, as you said, it's a family ordeal. My kids, unfortunately, witnessed all of these things.
This is why your children were a little concerned about you coming on the show.
This is why my children were concerned about me being on the show.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why we're doing it here.
Right.
So my children feel comfortable. I try to shield them from all of this now, as much as I can, and educate them. But they've been through a lot. You know,
how
my
old are your
oldest is
kids?
20. I have a 24-year-old, a 22-year-old, my 17-year-old, and my 15-year-old. And my boys they're my babies. And they, unfortunately, are the youngest. And they took the brunt of this. And it sucks. But they've got one hell of a lesson as far as their health and, compassion and doing the right thing and being there for people. You know what I mean? They've learned a lot through this shit show. They also, helped get their grandfather to his death this past March, right when COVID took over. So I'm so proud of my babies. I really am. My 17-year-old just graduated high school early. COVID has been rough on them. They've been through a lot. Think about that, right? Not only have since 2016, they've been dealing with this. Now come along COVID, my divorce, their dad not being part of their world anymore by their choice. Lots going on. But we, as a family, me and my kids, have grown stronger through this, if that makes sense. I'm a better parent because I'm more open. I'm more open with
Did you
them.
find, and let me ask you, I want to get to this. Did you find going through this experience, and I'm kind of touching on this, you kind of answered it, but I want you to elaborate a little bit more on that. Do you feel that going through this awful, awful experience, and how it's made you a better person, I'd kind of like to hear why you think it has. What has it touched in you, in your heart, that said, I wasn't as great as I was before this?
What has it touched in my heart?
That makes this so important to you? Because I'm going to fucking cry now.
I really feel like God saved me to get this word out there, to lead me to my path, to my purpose, to help other people. Even though I worked in healthcare and I have a huge...
Hold on, you're diverting here.
No, I know.
I want you to stop. I want to know what this experience did to make you a better person to your family. Fuck everybody else right now.
To my kids.
To your kids.
I'm 100% honest and open with them because I want them to get the parent that I never had because I don't know how long I have. You know what I mean? So I'm readily available always for anything and everything for them without judgment.
Were you always before?
No, I was not because...
What got in the way before?
My marriage.
Just your marriage?
Oh, yeah, differences in the house. Definitely.
None of it was you before you knew you had breast cancer?
No, it was me. It was me living in denial.
Okay.
Yeah, I no longer deny
That's what I'm
my
after,
shit.
the honesty. Because you don't go through this.
I own everything. I finally said enough is enough. I always put everybody ahead of me. I no longer do that. I put my health first because I know without that, I can't be what I need to be for my kids. Before I didn't do that. Never did that. Never. It was always work, my responsibilities, everybody else, then Kim.
How is your relationship with your children now?
Great.
Yeah.
My love for them is, and their love for me, and they're my world.
Oh, look at you. Stop making.
And
All
it's
right.
not about.
I hate you for 1.3 minutes right now.
It's not about accomplishments, It's not about accomplishments anymore for me. It's about who they become as beings, as individuals.
Well,
you know.
Mean, oh God, fucking torqued up here. In a positive way. Talking about these things should be hard. They should make us emotional. And I don't mean to push on things to bother you or force you to reconsider, your life. That's not what I'm trying to do here. What I'm trying to do is hear the real story, because, I'm not fucking perfect either, although I've never struggled with anything you've ever had to struggle with. But I understand how any kind of struggle can really get in the way of the things that are important to you. So you being honest about it means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to my audience, and your audience, and Steve's audience, and everybody who's going to see this. Clearly my glasses are fogged up, and clearly I'm looking for another song to play, because I want to come back and I have another question for you. And we have to take breaks in between this. By the way, drink your Bud Light. Don't be pussies. Drink Bud Light all the time. Clearly, we're pushing for a big Bud Light sponsorship. We're really working hard on it.
Should I cover my PBR up?
No. We'll take a Pabst Blue Ribbon. Heather will start drinking. I don't drink beer. Heather drinks Bud Light, so she's the one on this one. And it's my girl. I can't get in the way of her. If she says I want a Bud Light sponsorship, she's got to have a Bud Light sponsorship. So ridiculous. We go for, hey, welcome to the DAG Show, ladies and gentlemen. How are you thinking about breast cancer and tattooed nipples? We're going to go right to Bud Light. Anything to stop DAG from crying on air. Here's what I want to do. Oh, there we go. I got to put it here. I want to play a song, and I'm going to play it. It's by Seventh Heaven. Because, in spite of all this shit that you're going through and you've gone through and you're going to continue to go through, this isn't over for you. You have to be concerned about this for the rest of your life.
It's a lifelong deal. And
right.
Cancer is a lifelong deal. It never,
Well, you want to know what's a lifelong saying and a lifelong song is Seventh Heaven's Beautiful Life. And you embody that because you're a beautiful woman with a lot of resolve. And you made me cry twice now, and that makes you a bitch. So we're gonna go ahead.
What's going on, guys? Mark Wilson here.
For God's sakes!
U.S. Army retired, the Prosperity Warrior. Just wanted to.
Richie's now putting commercials in all his music now. Jesus, hold on. This is when this new board comes. This isn't going to happen. This is Seventh Heaven, A Beautiful Life. And
Sentimental fool like me.
Seventh Heaven from one of their 2 million albums they made here. Great Chicago band. Great friend of mine, Richie Hoffer and the boys. And Nick Cox. Okay, all right, here we go. Here's where I'm not paying attention again. All right, that was a commercial of some Asian guy chopping up stuff. Anyway, thank you, Seventh Heaven. It's a beautiful life. So now, here we go. You ready? So now you're, I don't know how to say this without just going towards it, but you're a breastless woman.
Yes.
And how do you meet somebody? How do you do it? And let's just say, hold on, let me, hold on a second. So you're just out and you see a guy in the grocery store. And he's handsome, and you approach him, and you guys have a good conversation, and you have knitted boobs in your shirt. And you go on a couple dates, before you get ready for that plow session. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're hot. Got to plow you at some point. When do you go, wow, I got to hold on, let me tell you something about my tits.
Well,
they're made of yarn. How do you address that? I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to be funny.
I typically don't just plow guys at the grocery store.
No, I said it was a few dates.
Anyway.
I said it was a few dates. You're not going to meet anybody on Match.com.
Well, actually, I actually did meet somebody. It
Really?
wasn't Match, but yes.
Okay.
So
what
I did
website?
do
I
that
need to
route.
know because I can't get a fucking date to save my life, and it might be part of
Do you really
the
want to
show.
know Bumble?
Bumble? I'm on Bumble, but I'm not paying them. Fuck them, so I can't see any of the
didn't
responses.
pay. I'm not paying. Are you kidding
But
me?
you can't see the responses on Bumble unless you pay.
Well, girls can.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? That scam fucking
My girlfriend, listen, I would have never done this had my
I
girlfriend
just
not
got a
told me to.
message from Bumble. Go, why aren't you responding to these messages? I go, because you just send me this thing. It's like $59 a month.
Did you hear me
Fuck you.
not say I was with the same man since I've been 16? So this is all fairly new to me at 49.
Okay, so now you meet a guy.
So
How
I
do you
did.
have the conversation?
Well-
My tits are knitted. I need to know how that's going to go down.
I'm not sure how we had that conversation, but we've had it.
Oh, so you got plowed titless. I just want to know where we're going here. So
That happened
since
before the conversation?
Since
He
you
knew.
have had the
Let's just say
mastectomy,
he
you have had
knew.
sex with
Yes.
a man beyond that.
Yes. With
What happened to him?
yes. What do you mean what happened?
Where
to
is
him?
he?
At his house?
Well, is he just
Well,
not?
no, we see each other. He lives kind of far, and we're both busy. And he's going through his divorce is about to be final as well.
Are you talking to him regularly? Are you guys
Every
friends?
day.
Oh,
Every
really?
day.
Oh, that's
We talk
nice.
every
Okay. Well, see
day.
here. Don't
Yes.
Don't be ambiguous with answering my questions. I'm
not-
going to pry.
So you can pry. He's a great man. He's also, just like I said, just going through a divorce. He's been through a very awful divorce process as well. We have a lot of similarities, and we want to. I don't know. I don't know how it just happened. So it was not awkward. He was. I don't know. It just happened. We didn't really talk about it. It's like.
Was it a one-night stand? I mean,
No.
no? How many dates did you go on before you plowed him? I need to know.
I'm not divulging that. Not divulging that. My kids are listening, okay?
Oh, sorry, kids. Inquiring minds want to know. I'm
my
going to
adult
ask
children are
your
listening,
mom
so-
told you I was going to ask some stupid questions.
I'm thankful that I have somebody like him in my life. Let's just put it that way. He's
that's awesome.
good. He's not interested in plowing me versus
Yeah,
knowing me.
come on. Don't listen.
Well, no, I'm not saying that he's not interested. That came out wrong. He's a man, okay? I get
Yeah,
it.
right.
He wants to plow
But
you.
he's
Yeah.
interested in
Some-
more than plowing me.
Sometimes you just wake up as a dude and go, I want to plow that.
Unfortunately,
I'm not interested in loving and cuddling, and I just want to hit it and forget it and go to work and go, yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
unfortunately,
What a
our
tool I am.
lives
That's why I'm single, honey.
don't
worry
make
about
that
it.
way yet.
No, it's
eventually-
cool that I didn't know because you in the pre-interview we didn't really We never
Well,
talked
why
about
would
that.
we?
Well, that's why the
yeah,
show is
I
cool.
mean,
Because
it
we talk
is
about
still-
it now.
It's happened. Let's just say that, and it was.
Steve will
didn't
not.
feel
Steve will
weird
not
to me.
even sleep with a woman without boobs anymore. He's just like, if she doesn't have boobs, if she has boobs, I'm out.
What?
I don't know what he's talking about.
No, I'm just. you guys got it. I know you did. You guys are watching. You got it.
I
No,
just think it's
that's
not.
wonderful.
I want women to know that I get hit on more now, I think, than I ever have.
Because
It's
you
weird.
want to know something? You want to know why? Can I tell you why from my perspective? Because I find you adorable and sexy because of your confidence. You have such fucking kick-ass confidence.
Is that what it is?
Yes, it is your confidence. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Here's
Well,
my
yeah, it
here's
pretty-
my scars with no boobs. I'll put it up. And I'm like, God, that's hot.
I don't know why that.
It
to
is
me,
because
my
being-
body is science and it's an education.
All
piece,
right.
you
Well,
know
I
what
wasn't
mean?
going there. I didn't want to dig that deep.
No,
I didn't want to
mean,
get that philosophical.
In my mind.
In
my mind.
in a man's mind, your confidence is infectious.
Oh, okay.
You are absolutely an amazing woman. This has been an amazing challenge for you to endure. It has been loaded with strife and things that you had maybe not anticipated when you thought things were going to be good and you'd have a support system. Sometimes they fall apart. You can't necessarily blame everybody. It's just people don't know how to deal with things. So rather than hate, you manage to overcome, and then here you are, and you're sitting here on the DAG Show of all fucking places you could fucking be. You were on the DAG Show talking about this openly. There is such beauty in that, and such empowerment as a human being and a woman. It's sexy, and nobody cares. Really, I don't think anybody cares about knitted boobs when it comes to a woman with this kind of resolve. You are fucking amazing.
Well, thank you. I really,
Want to smoke some pot?
sure. You know that cannabis is my friend.
I don't know.
It's
I don't know
keeping
where
me
the pot
alive.
is. If I smoke pot, I'll be in a coma. I'll be in a coma in 9 minutes. I'm curled up on the floor. You guys will be trying to figure out how to turn off all the equipment.
Yeah,
It'd
then
be a
you
mess.
probably don't want to smoke with
No,
me.
no, I can't.
I've
I can't
smoked
smoke
a
that.
few people under the table, so yeah.
But no, really, all kidding aside, man, it's really. Heather's calling. Hello, Heather Goldsmith.
I think the show is echoing.
Okay, you're live. You're live. I just put you live. All right, goodbye. Send me a text. But I know she's looking after us. Anyway, it's just really remarkable.
Well, thank
And
you.
it's exciting, and I'm glad you're here. So now, Steve.
Yeah.
Tell me how, because I have 100, only because we've been friends for 30 years, I have 100 things that run through my mind, and I've known Lori as actually like 3 weeks longer than I've known
That's
you.
right.
And she would find them funny. So what is it that, where are you at now? So now your wife is gone. What?
Yeah, it's
I'm going to come up with some funny things. Don't worry. I'm going to make fun of him. He's from Honduras
truthfully, it's
or the Dominican. Where are you from?
Ecuador.
Ecuador. Great.
I'm here. I'm an American dude.
All right, shut up. In my mind, you're
Skokie.
still from Ecuador.
I was born in Skokie.
In my mind, you were born in a grass hut with a mud fucking floor in Ecuador, and that's what I want to live. All right? So tell me about the grass hut floor. Whatever.
It was behind my grandfather's 30-room house.
Yeah, your family's actually pretty wealthy, so this is stupid. Anyway,
But-
so what's the next move for you? So you lose your wife to cancer. What's the next move?
Well, That's part of the difficulty of moving forward is people that I meet have to deal with the memory of that.
Yeah.
Because
And I get that.
Because we loved each other and
you
I
should
miss her.
Right.
She was beautiful. We had a lot of fun together.
Oh my God,
I put a life together with her, right? I mean, we even talked about it. When she got sick, she said, "That's it. We're not putting away for savings. We're not saving for.
We're just gonna have fun.
We're gonna live in the best house. And we're just gonna enjoy ourselves." We had this conversation, and we literally had this conversation whether we should save for later on, for later life, or just go for it now. And you know where we live.
Right.
We lived in just beautiful homes.
Yeah.
And she wanted that. She wanted now.
Well, she was a spoiled pain in the ass, but yes.
I mean,
Just saying,
the
Lori.
house that we lived in together. We had you've been there. We had the pool in the back and inside the house.
Well, listen, there is that
In the house?
In the house, yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
nice.
there is this place. And it's kind of funny you mentioned that because I had this conversation with Linda, and I said I got one spin on this marble. I said I'm doing this show with Kim Erickson, who's had cancer, and she had the same cancer that Lori had, and you never know what the outcome's going to be of this, or if it's going to come back to get you a year, 2, 3, 5 years later. I said, fuck it. I'm having a good time. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to do as many good things as I can. And at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit if my kids get any money. I just don't. Right. Well, they have their own jobs and their own lives. I'm going to piss everything we work for away on us, on me. You piss yours away the way you want. I'm going to piss mine away the way I want. Doing things like this is far more important to me than whether or not my retirement account is getting 6% of my weekly income. Right. Because I have lost, I told you this, in the last 4 years, 12 friends to cancer or heart attack or stroke or whatever, that were every one of them younger than me.
Yeah.
So how fortunate am I to be here? When's my card up?
Right.
So it's like if I wake up tomorrow and go, you know what? I'm just going to start taking 30% of all my income and putting it away, and then I die on Saturday. The fuck did that matter? It was a pointless exercise. When I could have gone out and maybe got a 8-ball and a hooker and had a good time. What are you kidding me?
To each their own, man. To each their
just
own.
saying. I don't do drugs anymore, but in my mind, that's what I think about. It's like, fuck it, man. I want to go to the antique store and buy a cool picture. I don't want to fucking argue about. I don't want to be there.
Andes, go look at Machu Picchu.
Right.
Do it.
Well, I'm not leaving this country. Not as long as Joe Biden's president. But that's a whole nother conversation. I'll never get back in. He hates me. I'll have to become you. I'll be a Mexican. And
we could walk across the Rio Grande back in because they're taking the wall down anyway.
Yeah, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, handsome guy with long flowing hair will just be shot by Border Patrol from my own country. Fuck that. I'm not playing. I'm going to stay right here grounded in the middle of this shit show till it's over.
Canyon if you feel like it.
Yeah.
Just take that trip.
Yeah, and if I get aggravated, I'll just jump.
But that's what we're talking about because she traveled. I traveled a lot for work, so she used to come with me wherever I was. So she saw a lot of the country, which was in her last 6-7 years.
It's awesome that she was able to do that.
This is absolutely a gorgeous country. I haven't been to Alaska, I haven't been to Hawaii, but I've been to every other state in this country, and I'm telling you, it's gorgeous. And depending on the time of the day that you drive through it, it gets prettier and prettier and prettier and prettier all the time. I love this country. There's no need for me to leave it and risk that whole getting shot out of the sky thing, or falling off a cliff by accident by some drug cartel. I'm just not interested. In your country, I don't want to be shoved under some pyramid and
Chopped into a million
sacrificed.
pieces.
Yeah, I'm not interested. So I don't know what your people do, Steve. I just don't know.
Her favorite trip was to Manhattan, to believe it or not.
Oh, why would I not believe that about Lori? Where would be your favorite place to go if you could go anywhere?
What's funny is the place that we chose to go when I was diagnosed was Ocracoke Island, South Carolina. It was the most beautiful place I've ever been. That's the
South
place that broke my
Carolina.
family. But it was
What do you mean
gorgeous.
broke your family?
I got sick on that trip, and I was told I couldn't leave and told I was selfish because I got sick, and it was going to be my son's birthday.
Oh, my.
So it was gorgeous there. I don't know if you've ever
South
heard of
Ca-
Ocracoke Island, South Carolina.
I've never heard of it, but I have family
Anybody
who live
from
in South
Ocracoke, if you're listening, me and my kids would welcome
Ocracoke.
to come
Shout
back.
out to Ocracoke.
It's gorgeous. You have to take a ferry to get on the island. It was wiped out
Wow.
by the hurricanes 2 summers ago. But yeah, if you've never been, oh my gosh.
That nice.
My kids and I want to get back there.
Well, you need to.
I know we do, and we're working on planning that with everything that's been going on. We've been a little tied up with things, but
all of
it's
a
on our
sudden
list
now
of
your
things.
cancer's getting in the way of the
No,
family. I'm
the
kidding.
finances
I'm
of the
kidding.
cancer and all.
Oh, now all of a sudden your cancer money's too much for you to deal with. See how ridiculous I am?
Cancer
I'm
is
kidding.
quite expensive, as you know.
I mean, what's a chemotherapy treatment, like $80-$90? I'm kidding. I'm joking. Don't even fucking start.
Don't even get me started. That
Don't
stupid
even
new
send me
Resta Onboard
messages.
Pro is $13,000.
Let's talk.
a pop.
Let's talk about that real quick here.
It didn't even
Let's-
work. Didn't even work for me.
Okay.
Still had to get the shots in the stomach. Was admitted.
Oh, shot in the stomach.
$13,000 for that,
That was
thing.
to try to control the
It was to
sickness.
stop my numbers from dropping.
Oh wow!
The new Lesta Onboard Pro, the thing that they've in your arm. Oh my God! Don't get me started.
Oh, my
It
God.
was awful.
See, if I
would
had-
never, ever do the poison again, they told me I couldn't do chemo or any chemo derivatives because of what it did to me. Still have to get into the cardiologist in March to see what's going on there. I've been told since my thyroidectomy that it looks like I've had a heart attack. So when did this happen? When I said to them before they did the thyroidectomy, there were changes in my EKG again, and I brought it to their attention. And they said, no, you don't need to see cardiology for clearance. Guess what?
What would you do if you were told you had cancer again? Would you go through chemo again?
No.
What would you do if you were told you had cancer tomorrow?
Probably
Would you
live
do
my
chemo?
life until I die.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. Listen, if they came to me tomorrow and said, "Dag, you have lung cancer, you have 9 months to live," I'm like, find me the greatest
Right.
drug dealers on earth. I'm gonna have a good time, and I'm done.
I'm going to switch up my cannabis, and I'm going to find other alternatives.
I know what we're gonna do is we're gonna do freaking two-steppers in a freaking nightclub.
I'm
naked.
actually looking into something right now called C-peptides, and I'm waiting to
What are
get
those?
some. So they're amino acids. They're injectables. Bodybuilders use them.
Okay, but if you were told you have cancer again, you got 9 months. What?
C-peptides.
You're gonna go
Yeah,
through that?
because
Oh.
they're saying that right now. They're using it. They've been using it. There's this great thing in the natural realm that it's kicking.
I'm
it's
going to
killing the
eat at
cancer
White
cells.
Castle every meal at White Castle and
God.
Burger King.
I
What
would
are you
die.
kidding me?
I would die.
I'm
You
gonna
have no
have
idea. I can't eat that.
I'm gonna have the greatest guy with the purest blow showing up at my house every day, going, and I'm gonna be going, "That's right, I only got 4 months." Woo!
Not me.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're smarter than me. You're a woman. Right out of the gate, without me saying anything, you're smarter than me because you're a woman. But yeah, no, me personally, I couldn't do it.
I think that's my ex's feeling. Exactly what you just said. He would drug himself to death.
So you got a guy? So him
He's
and
got
I
many.
can party? I'm just kidding.
I don't think you want his
I
guy,
know,
though.
everybody now is going to think Dag's doing blow all the time. Dag hasn't done blow in like 20
I have
years.
no idea what he does these days, but yeah, there's plenty of guys for that if you
Yeah,
want one.
no, I'm just joking around. But I couldn't go through it. I don't think I could. And I think it would be really a struggle for me with my family, and they would be pretty frustrated with me. But I just don't. I don't know that I have the kind of resolve that you have. I
You
don't
know
think
what?
I'm as wonderful and cool or
It's
strong a
not
person
that,
as you.
It's not that I'm me. You know what I mean? It's
Right, but I'm an
everybody
asshole.
has their own, but you have to do you, and you have to do what
Right.
what would resolve with you, right?
Right.
And I had to do that for me. That's my point. Like, even for you, I want you to know that no matter what you said or what you could have done for your wife, ultimately it was her choice. You did everything.
She took that
And
choice.
I
She-
want
she
to
didn't
thank
even
you
give
for
me the
her.
choice, right.
Okay, I want to
I
thank you
said,
for her.
You do whatever you're going to do. And I was there to help her out.
That's
it.
all you were to do, right? And
That's
that's
all I
the
could
beautiful thing. And that's the problem. When a family unit, that doesn't always happen. People want to tell you. The hell was that?
I was talking.
So sometimes people want to push their own initiatives on you, and that happened to me. I
Sure.
was shamed. I was shamed by family for exercising while I was battling cancer.
Don't you look back
I
and
was-
think about it and just go, they're ignorant to the issues and maybe they just don't understand it. My brother had cancer when he was 29.
Why are you still going to the gym by people?
Why are you going to the gym?
Yeah, like why?
Well, why wouldn't
They
you if
think
you
that I
can?
do this for my looks. People are like, you need
It's
to
not
get
gonna
over
grow new
your
boobs.
looks. I'm not doing
No
this
matter
for
how
the
much
looks.
bench pressing you do, you're not going to get tits again.
I do this to show other
just
women
saying.
that they can do it too. I'm
But
nothing.
you have a great you have a great physique.
Well, I've always taken care of myself. I was a coach. I played
Me
softball
too.
my entire life.
I've been
I
a
didn't
great
just get this
exerciser
way.
my whole life.
That's my point. So
I haven't.
everybody is
I'm
a
lying.
starting point, and anybody can do it at any point. And I want other women to know that they can do it too.
Well,
I don't feel like I'm anything special. I really don't.
I do. I
Well,
think
thank
you're very
you.
special.
I think that all women can choose themselves first and choose to do what I do. They just need guidance, maybe, and support. And I think that is what
People got to
we lack.
feel comfortable about talking about the things that they struggle with, whatever it is,
Yeah.
whether it's weight, whether it's cancer, whether it's mastectomy, whatever. People got to feel comfortable talking about it.
You're right.
So, where's
You're
your
right.
boyfriend live? I'm going to kill him.
Where does he live?
No, I'm kidding. Don't answer that. I'm
In his
teasing. I'm joking around. My mind moves very, very fast.
Far. He
Clear.
lives far.
clear-
That's why we don't see each other very often.
No. Well, we don't live too far away. I'm just saying.
Talk about plowing.
Well, if you ever need a good thrashing,
You're out in the country.
I'm out in the country. You like weeds. I like weeds. Let's go.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. I'm teasing.
I know you are.
Sorry, kids. Again, now I know why you were afraid. And you should have been. But I was more convincing than you.
No, I'm just strong-willed,
Yeah. Well,
as you can tell.
it's really amazing that you would come here and talk about these things. I find you to be, but there's all our voices are in delay. Some of us have our phones volume up.
Mine.
Anyway, it's amazing that you came here and you were willing to open up and talk about these things. And, I want to do a follow-up show on this. I really do. I want to have you back on. And quite frankly, I think you should be something regular on this show
I would love to.
where we talk about women's issues and these struggles, because I'll tell you something, all kidding aside. Listen, us men are fucking idiots. I mean, we're about as fucking stupid. We're like rats in a cellar. We just, we'll eat our own young, just to feel like we've accomplished something. And we need the education and the wisdom of women in order for us to be better, And the very fact that you just are willing to say what's on your mind and make him and I, a Mexican and an Italian, which clearly I'm the better breed of that. Here we go. This is the first time the FCC will ever monitor Facebook. Now the FCC is going to be on Facebook. I'm just kidding. The fact that we're willing to shut up and listen to you, is a large testament to what kind of a person and a wonderful and marvelous and strong woman you are.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you made me cry twice. I'm going to start wearing sunglasses on the show, not just in clubs from now on, because I can't do it. I can't let the emotions get. I'm getting emotional right now. But I'm so grateful and thankful that you spent time with us tonight. And I'm thankful for you too, Steve. I know it wasn't easy, and it wasn't easy on your family, and it wasn't easy on me when we lost Lori.
Putting the forum out there, because it's good to talk about it.
Absolutely. There's not enough realness when it comes to breast cancer. We have a whole month, and it's a fluff month. It doesn't do justice to what this disease really is about, because it's not all pink and frilly. Yeah. It's shitty.
Oh, it's not
a
all
shit show.
It's not
beyond all shit shows.
It's not Susie B. Komen and her pink fucking ribbons.
No, it's not. And I am part of Susan G. Komen now, because it's important. Yeah. They just opened up a new advocacy group here to get legislation to change, because we need more resources, as you know. We need more.
Maybe Susie could take a little less of an income every year. that would free up some resources without her taking an extra nickel. Just saying.
You're absolutely right.
I'm not a huge fan of Susie, because
I'm not either. I have my own reserves there too. But unfortunately, we're at the beck and call and grace of people that have the money. You know what I mean? If I had the money. Listen, folks, this is another reason my dad and I, Mastectomy Mama, I'm in the works of branding Mastectomy Mama. I would like to make this a thing and do great things and get breast cancer out there and reach out to companies that are willing to let me be the face of breast cancer, do public speaking, do whatever I can to get this out there.
Facebook.com/the Mastectomy Mama. You can go there. I will put the links up.
Need resources, funding, need people to help me with the 501c. I need help. I'm looking to build a team. Somehow I would like to make this a thing. As we know, 1 in 8. And ladies, it's only getting worse. Check those breasts. Men too. Men get breast cancer. Men, check your breasts. I have a great man that I speak to that I've helped. He's in my support group. He's local. He lives locally in this area, and imagine being in his shoes. Yeah. I mean, he had his right breast removed. That's a hit for a man. Imagine that.
Yeah.
It's hard enough for women, but imagine being a man. So it's not just women that are affected by this.
No, it's certainly not. And, cancer on any level affects us all. It affects all our family members, our friends, and the people we love. And not in a positive way. And it's a struggle for everybody. And it's important that I would like the DAG Show to stay on this. And I'm going to ask you, I'm imploring you to help me keep this. Maybe you should be the DAG Show liaison to keep breast cancer alive, or cancer as a whole. And we keep talking about it and bringing it up on this show. Listen, I have an audience that's growing exponentially every week, and they're all just average people like us. They might look like rock stars, and they may be rock stars, but the reality is that they're just average people, and regardless of what you do for a living, doesn't mean you're exempt from something awful. And many of my friends have lost their wives or husbands or kids or whatever to these things. So maybe maybe we should talk about that. And you become, Cancer Kim. That's a terrible name. I just came up with that.
Cancer Kim. I'm not sure if I want to be known.
I don't think that's a good idea. We're gonna have to.
Cannabis Kim, maybe, not cancer.
There you go.
Well,
Cannabis attacks cancer Kim. I don't know.
Oh, that's so stupid, Cancer Kim. We can't call you Cancer Kim, but we'll
come up with something different.
Come up with something way better.
At least we can laugh about it. No offense to anybody with cancer, because cancer is not funny. It's just it was a funny name.
Cancer Kim is a funny name.
Right.
Cancer itself isn't funny. Oh, God, that was fucking terrible. I'm a horrible human being,
no,
but
you're
I
not.
just came out of my head. Cancer Kim. This is fucking ridiculous. But seriously, because fucking crying. My own terrible misguided jokes make me laugh so hard that my nose runs and I cry. Listen to that.
Don't do that in public.
No, that's I'm practicing for when I got cancer, and I call that guy.
Yeah.
I need you to stop at the bar or the restaurant, or what do they call them? Liquor store. I need 1 case of vodka and 1 pound of cocaine. We're gonna get.
Actually, where's my goodie bag? He doesn't need those things because I would like to give my goodie bag.
It's over there. Will you go get it?
Hold on.
Don't be using your cancer like you can't get up and get your own shit, lady. Oh, God. I'm a fucking wonderfully horrible person, if that's possible.
Right. So I wanted to give a shout out to my wonderful employer, WSC CBD Kratom, WSC Industries. We have some products here that I brought for the guys. These are some of the all-natural plant-based products that they don't no longer need recreational things to make themselves feel good. So I got to put my glasses on to see what I brought them. So I did bring them some calming CBD oil.
Well, no, what's in this thing I got?
That, I think, is the CBD.
Where's the camera?
Here, well, it's actually over here. Here, wait a minute. Hold on. Here's what I'll do. Hang on.
We have lots of plant-based products. This
Here.
particular one is kava extract with kratom.
Wait a minute. Hold on. We're working on the thing you handed me.
Okay.
What is this?
That one is CBD and I gotta see CBD and kratom extract. So these are extract tablets. These are green mangda and CBD. So green mangda is a strain of kratom.
What is CBD though?
Cannabidiol. So it's all the wonderful parts of cannabis, so marijuana,
How
without
fucked
the
up
THC.
will this make me tomorrow?
That will make you feel wonderful. So I want you to take one of these tomorrow. This is a daytime strain.
Well, I gotta drive.
So I would take a half. I would cut it in half since you've never taken
How
it
much
before.
slower will I drive? I need to know these
Be
questions.
doing 5
How will
miles
this
an hour
Well,
down
you may
55.
the kratom is going to be an energizer. The CBD is going to kind of knock it down a little bit.
So
You're
it's
gonna
like
be feeling-
Valium and Coke.
You're going to be feeling good. You're going to have a little bit of
All
euphoria.
right, I'm
attached to it. It'll
going to
control
take some of
anything.
that. Hopefully that
This
doesn't fuck
one
up my
is,
earning
is
capability.
kava and
tomorrow.
kratom. So it's 200 milligrams
Hold on, let me show.
of kava, and then it's 100 milligrams of kratom extract.
Well, what is
so that
kratom?
one is a nighttime strain. So kratom is a plant out of Southeast Asia.
Which one's going to let me get 3 hours of sleep in a row?
The kava is going to get you beyond 3 hours.
Oh,
of sleep.
then I can't ever
so
take
you're gonna
this.
do. You're gonna. Yeah.
Do you have a pill that I can take that's legal that I can get 3 solid hours, wake up without feeling like I just, took a
3
dump I didn't
solid
plan on?
hours?
Like when you do with melatonin.
3
Right.
solid. Do you get sleepy with melatonin?
Listen, I don't take anything. I am just a ray of godly sunshine. I need nothing.
How much sleep do you typically get?
About 3 hours a night. But I'm busy.
Do you want more than 3 hours, or you can only?
No. I wanna do 3 hours and wake up without having a felony.
If you want to only do 3 hours, I would try this one. I would try the Calm under the tongue.
Okay.
Take two
Some
dropperfuls.
under the tongue.
Two
You have to
droppers.
go to like a dispensary to get this?
No, the CBD, those products are at our stores. You don't need a dispensary. So it's all the great stuff without...
Hold on, let me try some of this. I'm going to try it. Hold on, let's get us all on camera again.
Did you take some of that earlier?
Here.
I was going to say.
Did I take some?
Yeah, you did.
Wow, I'm still wound up. I didn't take enough.
Well, yeah, but that's a low
Calm.
dose. Do you don't use any... You didn't do it right last time, though. Hold it under your tongue.
I did.
Hold it there
oh,
for
I
60.
swallowed it.
Yeah, see?
What am I supposed
So
to
now
do?
you have to, when
Hold
you
it under
swallow
your
it, now it has to be metabolized. So it's going to be
pepperminty.
several hours before
Hold
you
on.
get the effects.
All right. So I have to hold it on my
Hold it
tongue
under
for
your tongue
several
for
hours?
No, hold it under your tongue for 60 seconds.
All right.
I don't think you can shut up.
If
for
you
that one.
directly swallow it, then you have to metabolize it to get the
They're going to
benefits.
turn my shit black. I just want to know. Oh, it's kind of oily.
It's oil.
Was that 60 seconds?
I don't know. I can't count to 60 that
So-
fast.
So yes, these are the type of things that I do now instead of chemotherapy or any type of
You're a
drugs.
legal drug dealer now.
Yes,
All right.
pretty much.
Which of these should I take immediately?
Not dealer, educator, and sales.
Do I take all these drugs simultaneously? These
No.
legal?
No, I would not recommend that.
All right.
I have another one if you only want 3 hours of sleep. It's called Phenibut.
Phenibut?
Yeah, it's called Phenibut.
That's a bad
So-
decision.
So Phenibut is a
that
new...
came with the guy who delivered the bag of white stuff.
Actually, the Russians used to use it for their
Was it made out of
astronauts.
vodka?
For their astronauts to keep them calm in space.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have it with you?
I don't have any on me. No.
Get the fuck out of my house.
I don't. I
All
have
right?
some at
No,
home.
I'm kidding. So it's called Phenibut?
Yeah, it's called Phenibut. That one's too mellow for me. I'm like you. I'm a go all the time until
Well,
this
how
shit.
much? What's going to happen to me after all this eyedropper shit I put under my tongue? Am I going to
Calm your
die?
ass down. No more anxiety or jitters. Like that's really good. Like coffee has a really bad effect on me since
Oh,
this whole
it's
thing.
terrible. But I
That
love coffee.
counteracts the jitteries from coffee.
Do you know that Coca-Cola now has a Coca-Cola coffee?
Shut
It's
up.
Coca-Cola mixed with coffee. There, I heard the advertisement on the radio today.
So
You can get it at
kratom
Costco.
is a relative
don't
of
care.
the coffee plant. So kratom is an energizer. It does all sorts of things.
But you have
it's
to
an
take that other
alkalizer.
pill to make it all even.
Well, these are mixed extracts. I have pure kratom. I didn't bring you pure kratom extracts, though.
I'm so confused.
I know. We'll have to talk more.
I got that oil under my
But
tongue.
if it wasn't, the reason I'm making this plug, if it wasn't for my
Can you?
WSC
All right, let me
family-
ask you, how does this affect your sex life and your ability to get an
So
erection?
Sex
that
life
little
do you
tea
have,
bag, that
by
little
the
tea
way?
bag I gave you,
If you ask my girlfriend Jill,
that little tea bag
Jilly.
I gave you, save it for when your girlfriend's here because it has.
I don't have a girlfriend.
You just said your little girlfriend Jilly.
Oh, yeah, it's this.
I missed that part. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a hand.
Got ya. So we do have some extracts that
She
have
doesn't
Blue
drink
Lotus.
tea.
Have you ever heard of Blue Lotus?
You know, last time I tried to get her to drink tea, what happened? I burnt my hand. It was terrible. It was not a good date.
So there's some extracts with
You're
aphrodisiacs.
totally ignoring me.
Aphrodisiacs. I also have some miracle honey at the stores.
Okay, so I have to take the shit that makes my dick limp, and then I got to load my dick up with a bunch of other shit?
No, you
Some
don't.
miracle honey.
No, you take the kratom with the Blue Lotus in it, and you get a two banger. It's called. So you're gonna have a great
Two-banger.
night.
Now you got my
I call
attention.
them a two banger to the people in the store. So you're
Now
gonna have
you
a
got my
great night,
attention.
and then you're gonna go to sleep. Your two banger. It's the
Well,
red-
how
it's-
long
it's
does a
the red-
two-banger last?
Red kratom extract. However long you
How
want.
long does your two-banger
However
usually
long you
last?
can make it.
Depends on how
last.
much vodka I drank.
38 seconds?
Sometimes
You
38
can't-
minutes.
I would not recommend mixing kratom with vodka.
Okay,
one
well,
or the other.
hold on, back up. Now we're in the whole new thing I'm really interested
I know.
in. Beyond that little shit you made me put on my tongue that I'm afraid I'm not going to wake up for work now. So you got some shit that can make my penis harder longer, and
I have some Miracle Honey that, will make your shit. I have,
Putting the
we
word
have some
miracle
customers-
in front of honey doesn't
It's-
make it believable to this guy.
Listen,
Because I had a girlfriend. That's what I called her, Miracle Honey. It was fucking miserable. What are
I've
you
never
talking
used
about?
it myself, but I have several repeat customers that buy it by the boatload. It works.
But what does it do? Come on, tell the.
It's Viagra in honey form, so it does the same thing as Viagra.
Can you put it on an
But
English
it's
muffin?
a honey that we get from Turkey that has all natural.
Can I put it
plant-based
on
products.
an English muffin?
Sure, why not?
How much can I take at one time? I'll tell you what. I took Viagra
Do you want to
once.
be in the ER or do you not want to be in the ER?
I took Viagra. When
For
Viagra
more than
came
4
out,
hours.
I had an erection for like 24 hours. I was in so
Then
much
I would just
fucking
have
pain.
I would just have one. stick
I
of honey.
want that fucking.
Only one
I
English muffin.
I want that erection again.
Only one
I
stack
want to
of
go
honey.
up. I want to go up to any woman and go, listen. I know I'm not pretty, but fuck off. Look what I got working. This is what I got going. Now you can go back to your deadbeat fucking boyfriend who's too fucking busy changing the oil in his car. Or you can take that. Because this motherfucker's been hard since Tuesday.
Because of my Miracle Honey.
Because of my Miracle Honey and English muffins.
What?
So I need 2 pounds of Miracle Honey tomorrow. How much is it? $1,300. Oh fuck! So I went to order. I'm gonna tell you guys a true story. So I'm at my doctor, Dr. Malcolm Franklin, my favorite doctor ever. And I'm like, Malcolm, I just want to have some of this shit on hand. Give me a fucking prescription to some Cialis or some Viagra. So he was giving me some other prescriptions to clear up a rash. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. And so anyway, he was giving me vitamin D, and he sends the prescription, and I go to pick it up, and I get a call from Walgreens, fucking true story, and they go, we don't have the other prescription, but we got your vitamin D, with your copay and everything, it's $3. I go, all right, I'll be by and I'll pick it up. They call me like 7 hours later. We go, we have your Cialis prescription ready. It's $2,400. I'm like, what? Hold on, wait. What did you say? How much is pussy going to cost me now? This is ridiculous. $2,400. That's like 4-wheel drive on a freaking crane. You hit the button once, it costs $2,400. You got to be kidding me. You know how much tail I'd have to line up to make that valuable for me? I'd have to. It's ridiculous. I'm like, keep that prescription. Then all of a sudden, For Hims comes out with For Hims has the generic version now, and you buy a whole month subscription like $12.
My sack of honey, I want to say.
Oh, don't
$7.
even. Do not say sack of honey to me.
I'm gonna have to bring you
right
one.
now. Whatever I put in my eye dropper right now.
I had to say sack of honey because it just sounded right.
You two are going
Satchel
to. You
of honey.
both might get pretend pregnant tonight. See, I have no idea where this could go.
No,
right now,
I'll have to bring you
my
one.
mouth is feeling very oily and useful. Isn't this a terrible show?
How did we get off onto this?
I don't know, because you pulled out drugs.
I wanted to give out a shout out to my WSC.
Well, you should
Industries
shout out to them.
Because if it wasn't for them, I really don't know.
Well,
where
who
I would
are
be.
they?
They
Say their
are
website.
WSC Industries. WSC CBD Kava
Okay,
Kratom
great job.
of Tinley Park
Fantastic.
Palace. Naturalhealing.com.
I'm moving to
You
Tinley.
can find them on my Facebook page. Obviously, I have a link on Mastectomy Mama. You can purchase products on my page as well. We are the shit. They are a family-run business. Ken and Agnes are. If it wasn't for them, I don't think I'd be homeless. I don't know where I'd be. I swear to goodness.
If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be so horny right now. So, I appreciate
They
them.
are a small-run business that has taken a hit through this whole thing. They have been broken into. The stores have been broken into. We have...
Do they sell marijuana there too?
No, we did not. We were going to. I'm glad we didn't. They were going to actually... They were looking into getting a dispensary, opening one in New Lenox and giving me that store. I went to all the meetings in New Lenox. It didn't happen. In retrospect, it's a good thing it didn't happen because Illinois fucked that all up. So later on in the game...
Whoa. Hold on. If you are going to insult the governorship...
I am going to insult the governor. I am going to insult the government.
That 5'6" fat guy's got it going on.
We can do better.
I don't know
worked
how.
in healthcare. I have solutions. I've always had the solutions.
Come on. No,
call me. Anybody.
Really? Raising the tax on Coca-Cola wasn't enough? You don't know what you're doing.
we waste so many resources in this country. It's ridiculous.
But
that's a whole
for some reason,
story.
I want to put some more of that oily stuff in my mouth. And then I'm afraid what I'll do.
Because
I don't know.
you feel good.
I want to get a dog. All of a sudden, now I want a pet.
We even have pet products, so you can get your pets up too.
Get my pets all fucked up. We just hang out and watch Netflix.
They'll chill that one with you. You can chill your pet with CBD.
God.
Works great for anxiety.
I don't know if I feel high because I'm thinking about feeling high, or that I might.
No, because you've done 3 doses now, and you've never done it before. So you
Let's
probably
do a fourth. Let's see what happens. I'm a
Experiment
product. I was born in 1965. Fuck you. That ain't
Experiment
enough. That's not enough fucking drugs in my system. I don't care how natural it is.
Well, the nice thing is with CBD, you can't overconsume.
I don't want to talk to you for 12 seconds.
Your body only
60
metabolizes
seconds,
what
by
it
the
uses.
Okay, well, I'll take the 3 minutes while it's trying to figure it all out. I don't care. Oh, God, it's all of a sudden not tasting as good as it did originally for the first 3 doses. All right.
But yes, I can't say enough about my work family. They've all
Clearly.
they've all,
You've drugged me up.
well, and the nice thing is that a lot of the people that work there are recovering addicts. They've been through a lot themselves, and kratom is a wonderful plant that is getting people off of heroin.
I want to take those pills.
Getting people off of heroin, getting people off of opioid addictions. One of the young men that just recently left that employer, his mom was just recently diagnosed with breast cancer as well.
You had
so
to-
I ask that you keep his mother in your prayers.
Yes.
She just had a bilateral mastectomy.
Well, I
Like I
appreciate that, but we went right from
It goes
here.
full circle, right? It goes full circle. It does. It
I
affects
thought
everybody.
we started down here with your mastectomy and his mastectomy. Then we went to the top and we went to making fun about it,
But
and then you
how
brought it
ironic
right back.
is that this young man that has worked with me for almost 2 years now. I mean, we've had the talks that we've had. Imagine, I've had great talks with him. Now his mom has it. It's just, that's my point, right? It's crazy. Nobody's immune to this. Nobody. And I'm just blessed. It's come full circle in my world. It really has.
God, we went from sad to understanding to happy to empowered to fucking funny back to really sad. So
To grateful.
I'm going to pull my pants down. We're going to make it funny again. All right?
That would be funny, by the way.
Yeah, it would be. Well, that's Friday at the photo shoot. Well, listen, it's amazing that you came here, and thank you so much. I love
you
you.
for
I
having
notice
me.
how I'm ending the show because
Thank you,
I've
Ken.
had so much
Thank you.
oil. And Steve, love you, brother.
You are a warrior.
Yeah. Well,
You know that.
a lot of the Mayans were. They also
kids.
threw their own kids into fire pits. So
Kids.
just letting you know, whatever. They were all Hispanic, weren't they? We're not racist here. I'm stating history. I'm a historical scholar. Okay, you both don't have to be fucking quiet at the same time. Anyway, wonderful having this beautiful woman, Kim Erickson, here. I'd really like to have you back on. I'd really like to do some more things on cancer. And if you would be interested, I would really like to talk about this and take it further and have you as part of the DAG Show and this whole cancer thing. no matter what the
Absolutely.
cancer is.
Absolutely.
Steve, we're going to do a whole show on taco trucks. And
I love taco trucks too.
Taco
I'm
trucks
a taco
are
whore.
fucking awesome. I love taco trucks. I'm going to hook them up with the first I know.
Buy me a taco truck. Yeah, I'll take
Wait,
it.
you're just going to go out and see them. I don't want to own one. And you go, wow, yummy taco, beef, beans, burritos, whatever. I don't know what you people say about them, but
Lingua.
you guys can all say all those fancy Mexican words, and then you'll be the taco correspondent, and Kim will be the cancer guru. And I'm just going to be me here on the DAG Show, a complete fucking asshole and kind of an idiot sometimes. But I'm glad you're here. I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Steve. And thank you, everybody who tunes in tonight. Make sure you like, share, and follow. And if you want to contribute to our cause at all on the DAG Show, you can go to thedagshow.com. There's a donate button. You know, we're really growing this show. We've had the interest in our show has been overwhelming, and it's because of all of you people, and we really appreciate it. Feel free to throw $5, $10, $4,000 at me anytime you want. We need a lot of new gear. So we've been doing this on a shoestring budget. But anyway, that's what I got, and I love you. Come
you.
here, give me. I want to.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I am a good hugger too, aren't I? Come on. So, all right, we're out of here. And you guys get a good night's sleep, and we'll talk to you guys. When's our next show? Oh, Saturday. Oh, I just bumped up against your knitted boob. Your knitted boob.
It feels like I really got side boob.
It does, actually. I actually think I felt a knitted nipple hit me. It was fantastic. What comes out of those? No, okay, we're not going to talk about this anymore. Thanks, everybody. We love you. Thanks for tuning in to the DAG Show. Hold on. Wait. Let me get the outro going. Where is it? I can't see it. Oh, there we go. Watch. Okay. All right. All right. That's great. That's fantastic.
That worked great.
It's working fantastic. Okay. What the fuck? Why is this? Why has my life got to be so difficult all the time? There we go. All right, we're out of here. Kim Erickson, Mastectomy Mama, you fucking rock. Steve Iniguez, I fucking love you. Wonderful. Thanks for coming on out. And we'll be back on the DAG Show, and we're going to see more of Kim. Tune in Saturday, Sunday, Monday for DAG and Heather. Friday's the DAG and Heather photo shoot. It's going to be amazing. So that's what we got going on. I'm going to go probably curl up in a corner after drinking all that. What is it?
CBD oil.
All right.
Calming effect.
I love you all. We'll talk to you later. Peace out. Be good to one another.